You too. What's going on? What's going on? Appreciate y'all watching my videos. Let me wait for some more people to come in. What's going on? Trigger 2 what's going on? Man, where you been? Man, I've been working, man. I ain't making no more money. Who said that? I'm always making money. I'm always making money. I got about 4 or 5. I got about 4 or 5 streams of income, man. What you talking about? You know, I got about 4 or 5 streams of income. You know, is that sinister? What's going on, man? I watch your videos all the time, man. What's going on? But this video right here, man, this is a real live video. It's live. It's so live. I'm eating ice cream with a fork. This video is brought to you by Haagen Dogs, Run Raisin, ice cream. Ice cream of champions. Any of y'all ever had some rump raisin ice cream? It's good. Y'all better get you some. It's good. It's real good. If your wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning. Yeah, as far as the trucking concerned, yeah. You know, I'm not one of these truck drivers out here that don't have other streams of income. So I don't have to move my truck like that. You know. Although if you're gonna get a truck, you ought to be making $5,000 a week. If you're not making at least $5,000 a week, ain't no point in coming out here. You're wasting your time. Of course, a lot of you guys gonna be like, well, everybody's expenses are different. Yeah, that may be true, but when you put when you put your business, when you put when you keep a budget, do any of you guys keep a budget? When you put your life on a spreadsheet, put your whole life on a spreadsheet, okay? You don't have to use a spreadsheet. You can put it in a notebook. Put it in a notebook and write down all your expenses and write down all the money, all the income that you have, okay? And just subtract all your expenses, okay? So then that's going to tell you where you stand. So I know a lot of guys, they live for just today, right? They'll be like, well, I don't need to run that hard. Yes, you do. You do have to run that hard because you self-employed. You know? All right, let me stop being rude and eating in front of y'all. Hold on, let me put this ice cream back in the refrigerator. So, some guys gonna be like, nah, man, I don't need to run that hard, but you do, because what you don't understand, there's gonna be a magical time when you won't be able to drive that truck. Any of y'all been following me, y'all know what I'm getting at. There's gonna be a time when you won't be able to drive that truck. You can't drive that truck. It won't even be your choice. Okay? The trucking gods will dictate when you can drive that truck. All that time you had that truck, all them days you could have been running that truck. I mean, to be honest, I don't know why anybody would not want to run their truck right now, because these rates are paying real good out here. I mean, I just booked a load a while ago. Load pay $1,500 to go 250 miles. $1,500 to go 250 miles. And it's a bunch of loads out here that paying that. Bunch of them. The loads are just sitting there. Like, I can't even believe the load is sitting there. I'm like, wait a minute. What's wrong with this load? How does load paying $1,500 to go 250 miles? I'm not gonna ask no question. I booked it. I got it off the Uber board. I got all 3-4 of them boards. I got Uber, JB Hunt, Convoy. I got all the click low boards. Just click and go low boards. But anyway, so it's gonna be a time when you won't be able to climb in that truck. One, you're gonna be old. Okay, you're gonna be about 55, 65 years old. Two, the trucking guard's gonna say, it's time for you to get out this truck. Now, when I say the trucking guards are like the spirits that run trucking, okay? There's all kind of guards out here, but for the sake of this video, I'm talking about the trucking guards. Okay? The trucking guard gonna come along and say, I need you to get out this truck. Okay? You're gonna get sick. You might step out the truck and slip and fall and break your ankle. Did I tell you the story? I pulled up to the fuel island one time. And right in front of the fuel pump, it was water right there. Oh man, I stepped down out the truck, and I put my foot down and I slipped. Bam! Right on my tailbone. Ooh, right on my doggone tailbone, man. And right in water too. So it's I know some of y'all be peeing and throwing y'all spit water and all kind of nasty mess right there by the pump. So who knows what was in that water when I hit. It was like a little puddle of water when I hit my tailbone. Man, I hit my tailbone. Ooh, that thing was hurting, man. Ooh. It was hurting so bad I had to pull out the fuel island and pull over to the side and lay down in the back there, man. I had to lay down. I was down for about 10-15 minutes, man. That pain, man. But the point is that the trucking guards may say, hey, it's time for you to get out this truck, and your butt end up in the hospital. Okay? You might get sick. You might have a relative that might get sick. Your wife or girlfriend at the house might get sick. You might have a child or something like that gets sick. Okay? You may be down for 6 months. Do any of you guys have 6 months of income put back? How much does it cost? That's why I was talking about the budget a second ago. How much does it cost you to run your house? Do any of y'all know? Or you just running down the road just to be making money? Do any of y'all know? So these are things you need to know as a grown man or gal, and y'all watching my videos. These are things that you have to know. It don't got to be complicated in a spreadsheet. You can just get a notebook and write the stuff down. Okay, the bills in my household: mortgage, rent, car payment, insurance, walking around money, grocery money, taking your wife out to the club or taking your wife out to dinner money, uh, baby mama money, child support money. Put everything in there. It's an expense. Put it in there. Okay, you tally it all up, man. You might see, man, I need $3,000 a month. Okay, you need 3,000. You need 25, 28, 28, $2,900 a month. Okay, cool. You need to put back. You need to put back about 6 months of expenses. I like to do a year, but some of y'all gonna be like, no, I can't put. Man, look, you're a grown man. You got to be responsible, or a woman if you're watching me. You got to be responsible, man. Stop being irresponsible. These are things you have to do to protect yourself. This ain't got nothing to do with retirement. This ain't got nothing to do with retirement. Put back 6 months. You say you need $3,000 a month. Okay. 3 times 6 is 18. That's 18,000. You can get that 18,000 and put it in a plain old index fund and let it sit there. Okay? That's your sinking fund, so to speak. That's accounting term. Sinking fund. Okay? So now you got that put back. That's money you don't touch. You don't touch that unless you have extreme emergency. Emergency is not, okay, you at Best Buy and there's a sale on flat screen TVs and you go into your emergency fund and buy the TV. No. You need to put tires on the car. No. The AC go out at the house. No, that's not an emergency. And don't try to make it one, because it ain't. That is separate money. We talking about extreme life-threatening emergency. That's what I'm talking about. You don't touch that money unless we talking about an extreme emergency. Your house catch on fire. That's an emergency. Okay. You somebody steal your car and you need some cash to go get a rental car or something like that. We talking about extreme stuff. And I know some of y'all are gonna be like, you don't need it because real life never hit you yet. So you don't really see that as an emergency. But just think about the worst things in the world that could happen or that haven't happened to you yet. You got to be ready for it. You got to think like some of these big corporations around here. The big mega corporations think like this. If you a business, right? If you a business, just think about the worst things that could happen as a business. You can get sued. All your employees could quit at one given time. Your office building could catch on fire. The company could get sued. You know what I mean? And so your household got to be that doggone stable. Your household got to be solid as a rock. Okay, if you married, okay, what if you and your wife or your husband, both of y'all lost both of y'all jobs? What would you do? Y'all house catch on fire. what would you do? We're talking about extreme stuff. You know, one of y'all get diagnosed with extreme case of cancer when you only got a week to live or something like that. I mean, just extreme stuff. But I know some of y'all, none of that stuff never happened. So it's just like we just living for the day. We just living for the day. Ain't gonna never happen to me. You know what I mean? That's that poor man thinking right there. That's that poor man thinking. And so when stuff happens, you never really have 500, 1,000, 5,000 just to cover the regular things that happen in life. We got people out here putting tires on credit cards and junk. Tires is you can put tires on your car for $500, $600, $700, man. You should have that in the bank. You should cash money, man. $500. You got people out here that's buying a whole car, a whole new car, financing it, just because they don't want to keep the current car, and they don't have the money to put tires on it. That don't make no sense. That's what people are doing. So I need y'all to do that, you know. Big Face Trucker said, I'm broke. Don't say that, man. You know, and that's another thing right there. You can say, I lost my train of thought. You can say something like, okay, being broke, a lot of that is a state of mind. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to be careful on, like, you know, what kind of stuff you put in the atmosphere. So, you know, you got to be careful about that. So, it was something I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought. But you got to be careful, like, what you put in the air. So, if you feel like you don't have enough money or what have you, or you don't have no assets or nothing like that, you still got time. You still got air in your breath. You still got air in your body. So you get up in the morning and, you know, you just fix it, you know? I mean, rates are paying real good out here, man. You just get out here and run. You just get out here and run your ass off. You know, get out here and run your ass off. You know, and pile up as much cash as you can. And Big Face, I don't know if you joking or not. I think he joking. You joking, Big Face. I know you ain't broke. You've been in trucking for a minute. But for guys who may be broke, okay, it's all a state of mind. So the thing is like, okay, if you a guy watching my video and you say you broke, right? And you run up and down the road in a truck, all the stuff I be talking about in my videos. I mean, the easiest thing you can do is go and open an individual retirement account. All you gotta do is go and open up an individual retirement account. Okay? And just start putting money in it. Now, an IRA, you only can put $6,000 a year in it. But if you're a company driver watching my videos, call up the HR department for your company and tell them you want to get on the 401k plan. And you go through your budget and figure out how much money you can put in there. You know? And just like I said, it ain't got to be complicated. It got to be on a spreadsheet. Just get a notebook pad and just start writing stuff down. Okay, okay, okay. Start writing stuff down and see how much money you need to make or how much money you make, etc., etc. And now you got a budget. You do that every month. By the way, that's Dave Ramsey. You know, any of y'all follow Dave Ramsey, that's what he talks about. You know, getting on a budget. And these are proper habits you want to build when it comes to money. You put yourself on a budget, you are guaranteed to be a wealthy person. That's just what it is. You follow a budget, you will be a wealthy person because that behavior itself will manifest in you tracking your money. You're going to be tracking pennies. That thinking will keep you in the mindset of tracking your pennies. Every month you on a budget, tracking your pennies. Instead of just living and just living. Because people just be living and living. They don't know what's going on with their money. They get their check. All they know is their check hit their account and they spend it. And so the thing is, man, it's just the thing is like you want to build proper habits, you know? And so stay away from get rich money schemes and Ponzi schemes, and try not to pile on a whole bunch of debt on stuff, and stay away from spending a bunch of money on interest and high interest credit cards and stuff like that. I mean, it's all kind of things. You want to keep your money at home. Let me see what y'all talking about. Spend my last on some duct tape to fix my bumper. Man, there'd be a lot of guys out here duct taping their truck, man. Nothing wrong with that. As long as the truck run and your trailer can hold the load pay the same money either way. Let me see. What's going on, folks? I know you was meant to be a CPA. Go ahead and get that license. Paco said, you probably right, brother. A CPA. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I told y'all I'm going back to school. So I'm going back to school. I don't know if I'm gonna go for a CPA, but I just figured, you know, if I, go back to school and do this business program, I should do accounting. So, so like if you understand how that works, so you got the School of Business. So if you go to any university in the country, you got the School of Business, and within the School of Business, you got all these specialties that you can specialize in. So when you get a business degree, you got the general courses of a business degree, and then you got specialties. So you got human resources, management, accounting, um, tourism, hospitality and tourism. You got healthcare management. You got all these specialties. Uh, Management of information systems, computer management. Is all these different business specialties within the School of Business. And so the school that I'm going to, they have an online program for accounting. So they only have 4 online programs. And so they got finance, they got economics, but they don't have them online. And I can't go to no school. I gotta run my truck. I gotta be home. So doing it online is easier. So they only have like 4 programs that's online. It's accounting, marketing, human resources, and management. Um, something like that. And so them other 3 programs, I don't marketing. I don't see myself doing anything in marketing. I don't. That don't. That don't tell me nothing. And I don't know what to do with marketing. Um, I don't see the career track growth of marketing. I don't get that. Human resources actually is not that bad, but I don't see that being like a solid like program to get into. Management, that's a cookie cutter program. It's just management. It's generic. It's management, you know. And so the only program I thought that just made sense is accounting. And so because accounting is like it, people think that accounting has a lot of math in it, but it actually don't. Accounting is accounting is more of a language. It's more of a way of doing things. It's a process. Accounting is more rules, regulations of business. So accounting pretty much gets to the nuts and bolts of business. And um, so I figure, you know, getting a degree in accounting would be like the best thing I can do, just because it sets you up for a lot of different types of jobs, not only accounting. That's just one thing. But if, when you start Googling, right, when you get out here and start Googling what these companies are actually looking for and the job market, I would say the best bang for your buck would be an accounting degree outside of IT, my opinion. So number one is going to be healthcare. That's anything in healthcare, you're going to make six figures. You got nurses out here graduating high school making six figures. Not high school, but graduating college with a BSN, bachelor's, becoming a registered nurse making six figures plus. Okay. Um, that's the best one out here. Even with Corona and all that, you can't go wrong with, even if you gotta borrow, even if you gotta go into debt to get the doggone thing, that is worth it. That's number one. The second one would be IT, engineering, engineering, IT, and then you got the would be school of business would be accounting and finance and economics. So um, those are the top. But as far as like, you know, for your best bang for your buck, I would say any one of the business programs, finance, economics, and accounting. But, you know, in my opinion, once you start looking at it, the best one out of those three will be accounting, because economics people can't do what accountants do. Finance people can't do what accountants do, but accountants can do what economics people do, and accountants can do what finance people do, because there's no overseeing board that oversees economics. There's no board that oversees finance. Now you can get certifications in finance, but accountants can get those same certifications. But finance people can't get accounting certifications, because with accountants you need certain type of coursework. You need those 24 credit hours. And so um, what happens is finance and economics people, they end up applying for the same jobs that accountants do. But a lot of times those guys, those finance and economics people, they can't get those jobs because they don't have the 24 credit hours. And so, and it's nothing, there's a board that oversees all that, just like doctors and for lawyers, you got the state bar and stuff like that. It's the same board. It's the board of accountants or whatever. And so, um, but anyway, so yeah, that's kind of like, I don't know about becoming a CPA. However, I just think the program is a real good flexible program because the stuff that you learn in that coursework. But anyway, um, um, because at the end of the day, business is numbers. That's it. I mean, we like to ignore the fact that, okay, yeah, we can get an arts degree and go into business, but you're gonna have a hard time. You know, it's gonna be very difficult. You in an interview with somebody and you got an arts degree applying for a job that requires some type of business background, some type of business education. It's gonna be real difficult for you. You know, and it's gonna be a specialty. Like accounting is just that type of specialty where you have to have a certain type of coursework to get into it, and that coursework sets you up just for certain types of jobs, and it makes you real valuable in the marketplace. You know, I would say it's like second to computer science guys, the IT guys is I say it'll be number two or number three because it'll be engineering is right in there, like engineering, like healthcare, engineering, IT, and the school of business. You got finance, economics, and accounting. But anyway, but yeah, man. So uh, the thing is, I bump into a lot of guys and like they just out here, they just be running around, and you know, I talk to them and I ask them like, what kind of plan do they have for retirement and stuff like that? What kind of plan do they have for, you know, um, and the stuff that I talk about is not complicated. I know first thing guys want to talk about Bitcoin. They want to talk about um, Dogecoin and stuff like that. And like, you know, there's nothing wrong with messing with those. All I can say is just do your research first. Any investment, you need to do your research, but especially when you dealing with something like Bitcoin and stuff like that, especially those, you know, because Bitcoin is so volatile. It's so volatile, and you gotta understand, like me personally, when I look at this stuff, it's nothing backing it. It's nothing that these cryptocurrencies is nothing that's standing behind the crypto to hold it where it's at. You know? And that just don't make no sense to me. Like, why would you pour your hard-earned dollars into something that don't have nothing behind it? That's like going to a dealership and just dropping $5,000 on the table and you just walking out the door. So I'm like, didn't you go to the dealership to get a truck? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, you see the truck is 20,000, you pay 20,000 for the truck, you expect to get a truck. And so you guys got to think. There's nothing. There's like, to me, it's nothing behind it. Okay, when I talk about stocks, I really don't trust a lot of these stocks. But if you are gonna buy a stock, at least some stocks have a company behind it. That's why I talk about stable investments. Okay, so for example, you got Pepsi. Pepsi is a very stable stock. It ain't going nowhere. You think people just gonna stop drinking sugar water? You know what I'm saying? So we gotta think, man. And so, Pepsi stock is not as sexy as a lot of these other stocks. You know, Pepsi is boring. Yeah, I know. That's a good thing. I want it to be boring. Stable. That's telling me stability. Pepsi been around 100 years. They've been around a long time. People ain't gonna stop eating Frito-Lay chips all of a sudden. You know? Like, and so when you look at a stock price, you go on your Charles Schwab or Vanguard, wherever you, Robinhood, wherever, and you look at a company, Coca-Cola, Georgia Power, Freightliner, you know, well, it's not Freightliner, it's Daimler Chrysler. Daimler Chrysler owns Freightliner. So, if you're going to buy some Daimler Chrysler stock, well, we drive these Freightliners all the time. You know what's behind that price. You know what's behind it. You got a balance sheet, a company, employees, equipment, assets behind that price. You know what's behind it. You know that company ain't going nowhere. Right? And so that's what I want y'all to think about. When you go buy Bitcoin, what's behind it? What's making Bitcoin sell for that price? What is it? Like when you go to the grocery store, okay, and you buy a gallon of milk, well, the gallon of milk is $3-4. You pay your $3-4 for the gallon of milk and you walk out the door because you got a value that's worth something when you walk out the door. And so that's what you're doing. You're buying a piece of a company, you know, Comcast. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Like all the companies out here that sit on the stock exchange, there are companies that sit behind these stocks, these ticker symbols. And so you want that. You know, that's what you want. And so you can go to sleep at night knowing that, okay, you can go to sleep knowing that, okay, your money is sitting in a safe place. I don't check my brokerage accounts all the time. I could go months without checking my account because I ain't bothered. I don't care what the price is right now. I can almost guarantee to about a good 90% to where I'm 60 some years old, how much my account is going to be worth. And so that's where you want to be. You want to be so comfortable. You want to be so unbothered. You just sitting up there, the stock market go up and down. You want to be not bothered at all. You want to be so unbothered. When the stock market drop, don't go running after your account. Ooh, what's on there? Oh, I lost 100,000. Oh. Come on, man. Stock market been doing this for decades, man. Up and down, up and down. That's what it does. The lifetime rate of return of the stock market is 11%. That's it. You leave that. You just live your life, go to work, pile up the money in there. Just go to work and pile up the money in there. If you W-2 and you make about $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year, just take 10-15% of your check and just keep putting it in there. Keep putting it in there. Don't look at it. I mean, if you W-2 and you sign up on 401k, you can't look at it no way. You get a statement at the end of the year when open enrollment come in. You get a statement like January about what your retirement account. Don't look at it. Throw it away. Don't look at it. Stop trying to day trade your 401k. Stop it. You're not going to beat it. Listen to me. You're not going to beat it. You're not going to do it. Listen to me. Listen to me. You're not going to beat it. You're not going to beat it. You're not going to beat it. Guys be acting like I don't know what I'm talking about. It be guys trying to beat it. They be like, nah, man, my account made 50%. Shut up. God. Do you know what lifetime average mean? Lifetime average. Lifetime average. Listen to me. Lifetime average. So that means the stock market going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down for 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Up and down, up and down, up and down. It's going to go up and down, up and down. It's going to make 50, it's going to go down 40. Go up 60, going to go down 40. Going to go up 70 and then go down 60. It's going to go up and down. It's going to make money, lose money, make money, lose money, make money. At the end of all that, if you calculate all the averages, you're going to make 11%. You did all that work. You did all that work. Looking at your account. Ooh, 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 ooh. Stop. You're doing too much work. You're doing too much work. You're doing too much. You know, a lot of y'all haven't been trading long enough. You haven't had your account open long enough to see what I'm talking about. Okay? Get you some books from some older trading people. You got Warren Buffett. He's been around for a very long time. He's seen the trends of the market. He can tell you. You got Peter Lynch. He's an ex Fidelity. He's an ex Fidelity mutual fund manager. He used to manage a bunch of funds for Fidelity. I don't know how old he is, but he's old. He's got a bunch of gray hair. Old white guy. Peter Lynch. Look him up. He's got a bunch of books talking about what I'm saying. You got Charles Schwab. Charles Schwab, he's been around since I think he started his brokerage back in like the 70s. I think he started Charles Schwab back in the 70s. Yeah, Charles Schwab is a real person. Google him. He's an old white man. Okay. Peter Lynch, Charles Schwab, John Bogle. Look him up. John Bogle. Look him up. John Bogle, he started Vanguard. He's the founder of Vanguard. He passed away a couple years ago. Thanks to him, we have the 401k plan. Thanks to him. He's like the father of 401ks, basically. It's a bunch of old people that you need to look at. Don't listen to none of these young guys out here that's talking, because they don't know what they're talking about. Okay? If they not older than 30 or 40, yeah, if they ain't older than 40, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Listen to these guys. They know what they're talking about. Okay? You're not going to beat the market. You're just not. Okay? Bitcoin, come on, man. What Bitcoin at? Bitcoin at 30,000 now? What happened? It went up and it came back down. I mean, come on, y'all. You know, should you buy some Bitcoin? Yeah. But don't put all your money in there. Put a little bit in there. You know, put a little bit. Don't hurt yourself. But I see I lost some people. I started talking, but if y'all want to listen, man. I be trying to help my truck drivers out. That's why I make these videos. It's some stuff that I know, and I just gotta help my truck drivers out, because I'll keep bumping into guys that don't have nothing, and so it just hurts me that guys are giving their life to this business. It brings me to tears, man. It brings me to effing tears that every time I bump into a few guys, not a lot of guys, not everybody, but it's a lot of guys out here I bump into, and they be out here, they've been out here for 30 years, man. They done gave their life to this business. And they ain't put a dime back. They ain't put a dime. They ain't bought no real estate. They ain't put nothing back in no 401k. They didn't buy. They ain't even buy no Bitcoin, man. They just ran up and down the road and paid bills. That's it. Good luck with Social Security, man. Social Security, I mean, you get 1,100 from Social Security. I don't know how, you know. I mean, you get to qualify for senior citizen discounts. So, you can get in some senior citizen housing. But, with the cost of living, man, $1,000 a month, 1,200 a month from Social Security ain't gonna help you. And, when you get 60 some years old, you ain't gonna want to climb in no truck, man. You ain't gonna want to. You get 50s, 55, 60 some years old, you tired, man. You ain't trying to work for nobody. You ain't trying to be listening to some young guy. You ain't trying to be talking to some young 30-year-old guy. Some young guy telling you what to do, man. You ain't trying to deal with that mess. You want to have J.L. Collins. That's another guy y'all need to look up. Look up J.L. Collins. J.L. Collins. Look him up. He got this slogan called "Fuck You Money." You need you some fuck you money. That's what you need. When you 55, 60, 65 years old, you want to be able to just say, and just walk, man. You deserve that at 60. You deserve it. You're 60. You deserve that. You deserve that, man. I mean, look, you can work till as long as you want to. You can work well into your 80s and your 90s. But I'll be damned if I'm going to be climbing in no truck 80-something years old. I ain't climbing in no truck at 80-something years old. I just ain't going to do it. It's a lot of things I do for a check. Climbing in a truck ain't going to be one of them. I'll manage some drivers. I'll be sitting in the office, but I'm not running no goddamn truck. I'm just not going to do that. And so I'm just trying to talk to my drivers out here, man. Don't get caught up in the regime, man, and just running up and down the road in a truck, chasing loads. Just running up and down the truck. Because this is a good job. It's an easy job. Depending on who you talk to. But trucking is a decent blue-collar job. Because a lot of other blue-collar jobs, you out in the sun, slaving, and all this, it's like, you ain't working hard, you in a truck. You chilling in the truck. Man, you in the truck, and you just, it's hard work, but, relative to a lot of other blue-collar jobs, I mean, trucking ain't that bad. If you got a little local truck driving gig, making 50, 60,000 a year, 65K a year, man, 70K a year, that's pretty good, man. But you can only do that for so long. That's all I'm saying. So just guys, man, look, please put back 15% of your money. I mean, me personally, I'm working on putting back 50% of my money. That's where I want to be at. That's a good comfort zone for me. But I know that's aggressive. And when I say that, a lot of guys, if you never been saving before, saying something like that to a group of people, that's a punch in the face. But that's where I'm at, because I know what that means. I know saving at that rate means. Okay, I know what that can get me. I can pay cash just for anything I want. I can pay cash for real estate, no problem. I can buy large assets. That's saving 50%. That's where I want to be at. So that's a good number for me. But for some of you guys, you don't understand that. So it's like, what? Save 50%? Yes. Yes. you know. So I'm talking about saving 20% for retirement, another 10% for personal savings, and then another 10% for like other like side stuff I want to do, and then like 5% for like a rainy day fund. And so when you combine all together, you want to be at about 50%. You don't want to have to answer to nobody. You want to be completely independent. That's where you want to be at. And so you don't want to answer to nobody. You don't have to ask nobody. You don't have to go to no bank. You don't have to. When the time comes, you want to be able to make boss moves. Somebody call you a bluff, I just pay it off. Just pay it off. You know? That's what happened with this truck. Because I had some money left on this truck. And the bank kept messing around. Because the bank that I had this truck financed to, they kept messing around with my payment. So I've been sending the payments in. And then they started calling me saying, hey, Mr. Fofo, we haven't got your payment. They was doing this to me for about 3-4 months. I was like, what are you talking about? The payment automatically come out of my account and go straight to you. What you talking about? I got the check image on my account. I can download the photocopy of the check. You know when you cash a check and they sign the back of it? I can download it. Y'all cash that money. It was like, no, Mr. Hicks, we didn't get it. I was like, you know what? They kept calling me. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna pay it off. I'm done with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So it's just little things like that. When it's time to make a boss move, you can just do it. You be dicking around with somebody. And so that's what I'm saying. It's just like, you know, like you don't want to be held hostage by somebody. And that's where you want to be. You want to have, I don't know if YouTube is going to flag this video, but you want to have F money. You want to have FU money. That's what you want to have. Be playing around with y'all. You know, I need y'all, but I don't need y'all. That's where you want to be at. You want to have options. And so you want to be saving 50% of your money. And how do you do that? You got to put yourself on a budget. Track your pennies. Get rid of all these stupid bills that you got. If you got a bunch of cars in the yard, get rid of them. You don't need that. You don't need it. Stop trying to like show how big stop trying to show how big your penis is by buying these cars. They depreciate. They don't help you. You buy a car for $30,000, 20,000. The damn thing ain't worth 10, and it ain't. You can't even get $10,000 for it in 5 years. That is a waste of money. Come on, dog. Don't buy them cars. Okay, you can buy a car, but you can buy a good used car. Okay, I got 2 used cars. I got a used BMW. It's probably worth like 10, 11. And then I got a used pickup truck. I paid $8,000 for a long time ago. You get what I'm saying? And so you buy good, reliable, nice cars. You don't got to have the newest thing on the block, but you buy something nice, but it's used. I got a 2008 BMW, man. It's like, I drive it on the weekend. It's a nice used car, man. You know? You can buy something nice, but used. You can buy a 2006 Lexus, you can buy LS 430. Any of y'all know what I'm talking about? A used Lexus LS 430. Them some nice cars. You can pick them up for like 5 or 6,000, man. You don't need to be dropping no 30, 40, 50 grand on no damn car, man. Go buy some real estate. Go buy something that's gonna take care of you in retirement. So if you lose your job, you still got income coming in. You spent 30, 40 grand on that raggedy ass car. What is it doing for you? Nothing. It's depreciating. It's wasting money. You just threw away money. Go buy you some property. Go invest in some stocks, man. Something that's taking care of you. You know, that's what I'm saying. And so that's where you want to be at. You want to be saving at a rate of about 50%. And so that's what I'm working on. I'm working on I want to get to about 50% of my income going into different types of forms of like saving. And so, um, you know, and you got to invest in yourself, and you got to read. You have to read. All this stuff that I'm talking about, I didn't make it up. It's just stuff that I read. And for people who wiser than me, who've been doing wealthy, big ball of money things their whole life, you got the Robert Kiyosaki's, you got J.L. Collins, you got Dave Ramsey, you got all these guys that's got way more money than me that's trying to like, you know, you know, do better. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. What y'all talking about? What if got approved for rail and Prime and Snyder? You got approved? You leasing trucks from these guys? Rail transport lease program. The last time I seen it, it wasn't that good. The best, if you talking about getting approved for a lease, Snyder is the best one in that lease in that list. Oh, CDL school. Oh, okay. Um, on this list, Prime would be the best. Prime is the best CDL school, and let me tell you why. Prime, they have, it's almost like a college program. They put you up in I think they got like housing, a dorm on their property, on the terminal, or what have you, and they pay you while you in training through the whole time. I think they're paying like $700 a week while you're in training. That's beautiful. Not too many places do that. Rail does that too. I think Rail does that too. Because my first trucking job was at Rail. Um, my first trucking job was at Rail. But Prime is bigger than Rail. Um, Prime has got way more customers than Rail does. Um, um, you know, um, the way that I like to pick a trucking, because at them mega carriers like that, the way that I pick trucking companies, I like to look at who has a terminal by my house. That's what I like to go by. That's number one. Who has a terminal by my house? And then I go from there. And then I look at all the other stuff. I'll look at pay. You know, I'll go and talk to a couple of their drivers. I'll go and talk to some rail drivers. Go and talk to some Snyder drivers. Go and talk to some Prime drivers, and go from there. You know, talked about two or three guys from each company. You know, you can go to a truck stop. You go to a truck stop, and you can just walk up to. Most guys would love to talk to you, because if you're not in the industry yet, most guys, like if I was just at a truck stop getting a pizza or putting fuel in my truck, and you walked up to me, I would talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, truck drivers are happy to talk to young guys or new people who trying to get in the industry. You know, so um, yeah, that's how I would do it. And then I'll look at, um, I have a personal experience with Snyder and Rail. I have a personal experience with Snyder as a lease driver, as an owner operator, and then I have a personal experience with Rail as a company driver. So that's where I started out at Rail. I picked Rail because um, they're a mega carrier, but they operate like a small home time carrier. Okay, they Rail is a family owned business. The owner, he's like oldish. He's an old guy. Him and his son run it. Everett Rail. Everett and Rick Rail, they still run it together. Um, it's a family business. Um, Prime is still ran by the owner. Yeah, Prime is Prime is still ran. Snyder is an old trucking company. Snyder been around 100 years. So the Snyder family has long gone passed away. Snyder has been around a long time. That company has been through a whole lot. But at this point, they're publicly traded, so I don't see a company going public being good for the driver. Just me personally. Every time a company goes public, it's just not good. They just start changing stuff, and they all about that stock price and the board of directors. There's the building value for their investors. That's all they care about. And so, I mean, me personally, I would go with Rail. I would go with Rail. I like Rail because they have a good balance of a trucking life. They have a good balance of trucking life and home time and management. You get that personal home time, that hometown feel, because it's a small town, small trucking company relative to the trucking industry. The last time I checked, they got about 3, 4, 5,000 trucks. That's still pretty small as a mega carrier. And their home time is generous, very generous home time. What I used to do when I was at Rail, I used to run on a 11-3 schedule. That's how I used to run. I used to run on 11-3. I would run for 11 days, off 3. Run for 11 days, off 3. And it worked. I would get 2,500 miles every week. I would do 2,500 miles every week. And that's a good balance. Them other companies out there, man, to get 2 days home, you got to run 2-3 weeks. These companies don't want you to get home, but Rail, they're real generous about their home time, real generous. I can say that. I used to be home every other weekend, pretty much. I would run one whole week, run half the next week, and then I'll come home either that Wednesday or come home that Thursday, and then I'll be home Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come back out Monday and run. That's how I would do it. Sometimes I would, every blue moon, when I see the freight getting busy, I'll stay out a little longer. Like, for example, Thanksgiving, I would run the whole month of October all the way through at the end of November and take off from Thanksgiving all the way to Christmas. Or I would run 3 weeks. I would run 3 weeks of November, be home that whole week of Thanksgiving, run another 2-3 weeks, and be home all the way for December. I would run, let me see, the first 3 weeks, maybe the first 2 or 3 weeks of December, and then I'll be off for Christmas, New Year's, and come back out like on the 4th or the 5th or something like that of January. And they have no problem with giving you that time. They have no problem with it. They're very generous when it comes to home time because they're family oriented. So if you got a family, if you got a wife, a girlfriend, I would go with Rail because Prime ain't going to give you that. Prime going to have you all over the goddamn country. Now, if you like to run, go with Prime. Prime is a running company. If you like to run, go to Prime. Snyder, I wouldn't go with Snyder as a company driver. But Snyder, see, they have them dedicated accounts. Okay? If you want to get on a dedicated, steady account, go to Prime. I mean, go to Snyder or Swift because they got dedicated accounts. Or U.S. Express or something like that. Or Warner. Warner don't pay that good. I just never seen Warner paying that good. They never paid that good. Every time I look at their pay package, Warner they don't pay, man. They just don't pay. They don't pay. But JB Hunt is not gonna hire you out of school. You're gonna need like 2 years experience to get on with JB Hunt. I think a year or something like that. JB Hunt stopped hiring new truck drivers. You got to have like a year or two experience to get on with JB Hunt. They're not playing them games. But JB Hunt has got accounts. They got dedicated accounts all day. So you get on a dedicated account. I don't like dedicated accounts, but you can get on intermodal with JB Hunt, and you'll be home every day. You do local. You can do. It takes time to get on it because you got to build seniority. It takes you time because you got to drive regional for a while or over the road for a while, and then when a local spot come up, then you get on it. It's gonna be like a year or two before you can do that. So, and then you got the LTL companies. The LTL companies is gonna be your best bet. Tell you the truth. The LTL companies are the best paying companies out here. That's gonna be a UPS Freight, your FedEx Freight, Saya, I can't even. Saya, RL carriers, all your LTL, the guys that pull double trailers, those guys, LTL, those are the best paying companies out here. And some of those companies like Yellow, USF Hauling, they got a union. So it's I know some of them got a pension. I know USF Hauling and YRC, they are on the Teamster. They have a Teamsters union, and so more than likely they might have a pension. So it's worth running for those companies, working for them, and staying there. You retire out of them places. Old Dominion, you retire out of them places. You run there and you stay there to get your pension because some of these places they have a pension plan. They have a pension plan and a 401k. That's all you need. You get your pension and your 401k. You're good. All you gotta do is put in your 30 years. I don't know if it's 30. I think it's like 25 years or something like that. But whatever. You put in your 20, 30 years, you're good. UPS, that's the same thing. FedEx, I don't think FedEx has a pension. YRC, USF Holland, they have a pension. Estes, I don't think Estes got a pension. I don't think they have a pension. But yeah, check out the LTL companies. But you can't get on with those companies right out of truck driving school. You gotta have seniority and you gotta have experience. But once you get a year experience, 2 years experience, I say the best jobs in trucking is LTL. I'm just gonna be honest. So they're hard to get on with. But it's worth the try. You just hit them hard. Put in an application, get to know who you need to know, make phone calls, buddy with them guys, and get your foot in the door. Even if you got to take a dock job to driving a forklift, even if you got to drive a forklift, do that. If you can come on part time, do that. It's worth it. That getting on one of them companies that's got a pension plan is worth it. Because you get government like benefits. You know what I'm saying? And so if you're gonna give your life to this business, make it count. Okay? Make it count. Okay, if you're gonna give your life to this business, make it count. Don't be signing up for these garbage mega carriers and they treating you like shit and you wasting your time. Make it count. You only got one try at this, okay? So what I just told you, what's his name? Sean 203? No, not Western Express. Western Express is a garbage. Western Express is a second chance company. Don't waste your time with them. Western Express is for guys who got felonies and stuff like that. Those are second chance companies. Or if you got accidents on your license and stuff. You shouldn't go there. You shouldn't go to Western Express fresh out of school. Don't do that to yourself. Western Express has got a garbage CSA score. They get pulled in the scales all the time. You don't want to be working for a company like that. Like I said, go to rail. I'm just gonna be honest. Go to rail. Don't, I'm gonna save you some time. Go to rail. Just go to rail. It's a family-owned company. Just go to rail. just go to rail. Be done with it. Put in by 2 years, then you look for an LTL company. Old Dominion will hire you with 6 months experience. Last time I checked, Old Dominion requires 6 months experience. So if you can put in a year, if you get your CDL, put in a year, find an Old Dominion where you live at, and try to get on with Old Dominion, because you can get on with them. If you can't get on as a truck driver, apply for a dock worker. I know guys who work on the dock make $30 an hour at the LTL company. So, overtime. These guys are making 6 figures unloading trucks because they get unlimited overtime. These guys are working 70 hours a week. Not every week, but when it's busy, it's busy. I'm talking about a week now. So you working a 40 plus additional 30 hours on top of that. 30 hours, if you make $20 an hour as a dock worker, time and a half, that's 10. So that means time and a half, you making $30 an hour. So that's 30 hours an hour, 3 times 3, that's additional, what, $900 a week. Your check, you doing somewhere north of like $2,000 a week working on the dock. Not every week, but when it's busy and they want you to come on in. Because if you showing them that you dedicated to the job, when a driver position come open, you can go ahead and get it. You get what I'm saying? You can go ahead and apply for it. And you can talk, because if you're working on a dock or you a yard person, you a spotter. That's, you a spotter. I forgot what they call them at LTL. If you a spotter working on the yard, moving trailers and whatnot, you a filler driver. I think they call them filler drivers in LTL. If you're a filler driver, and say they got terminals in the city close by, well, when stuff like that come up, and if you want to shuttle a trailer across town, the dock manager will be like, hey, we need a trailer spotted across town. Get in that truck and take that trailer across town. You want to be able to do that. Because then when them jobs come available, you know what I mean? You can go for the C&D job. You can go for the C&D job, the pickup and delivery job, the local stuff. Or you can do hub work. Hub work is just going back and forth to a hub. And, these guys are making 6 figures, but they hard to get in. I tried to get on. I tried to get on. It's hard to get on, but once you get on, you're good, especially the ones that got pensions. Somebody said roadway. Yeah, YRC, yeah. YRC has got a school. I forgot about them. Yeah, they do have a school. So check them out. Check out YRC. They worth working for because they got a union. And you get a pension. That's worth giving your life for. Because when you're 60 and it's time to go, when you're 55, these guys are retiring at 55, 56 years old. And they got a pension. They got a bunch of money in retirement. They put back 15% and a 401k plus they pension. You are good. Good. You good. You get your pension. You get about $1,500 from your pension, another $1,100 for Social Security, plus you getting you paying yourself another $3,000 from your 401k plan. You bringing in retirement without working, 60 years old. You bringing in $5-6 a month. That's beautiful. That's where you want to be at. But you got to have a mindset and just do it. Just do what I be telling y'all in here. Stop chasing that crazy Bitcoin shit. You're not going to win. Stop it. Y'all guys are a trip. But hey, I think they done unload me, man. go ahead and get my paperwork. I done ran my mouth long enough. Um, yeah, man, I'm always here. I always want to help my drivers because there's nobody out here looking out for us. Okay? You know, it pisses me off. There's nobody out here looking out for us. Everybody in our pockets trying to steal our wealth from us. And like ain't nobody out here looking out for us, man. Just do what I tell you. It ain't complicated, you know. Just do what I tell you. Simple. Oh yeah, my battery probably going dead. Battery probably going dead. Ugh. But hey, I'm gonna get off this video, man. I appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. I'll see y'all next time.